This is a continuation of a series on Hanumanasana, or a split. It's a pose that is quite a journey for me, and I'm enthusiastic about trying different ways to get into the pose. There's so many ways to prepare us for this pose. In this practice, we'll be working on the notion of swaying or moving side to side in order to get more openness in the hips for the pose. Let's begin. You may want to have some props. I've got a bolster, a blanket, and 2 blocks. If you don't have those handy, we can improvise. We'll begin in all fours position. Step your right foot forward. Draw your hands to the inside of your stance. Look at your right knee. It should be right over your ankle. And move your pelvis side to side. Just doing that swaying action to create a little bit more openness in the inner groin muscles. Just moving as far to the right and to the left as possible. Trying to keep the alignment of the knee over the ankle as you do this. Come back to all fours position. Trade sides. Take your left foot forward. Take your hands to the inside. I'm on fingertip top position. You can also put your hands on blocks. Move side to side again. And as you just kind of create a little bit more awareness to the muscles in the inner thighs, you just go a little bit deeper side to side, doing this swaying action, moving the pelvis in such a way as a way to wake up the hip area. Come back to all fours position. Now we'll do a runner's lunge, which has the back knee down, the right foot forward, and I definitely like to use the blocks here so that you can get a nicer alignment. Lift your right toes up and spread your right toes as a way to engage the leg. Move side to side with the pelvis. Your foot turns, the whole leg turns. Keep a strong engagement in the leg. Just moving side to side very easily. And trade sides. Take your left foot forward, heel pressing down, drawing in from the spread toes to the pelvis. Again, side to side movement. You'll notice that one side feels a little bit easier to move freely than the other. Just go slow. Keep your attention to the engagement of the leg as you go side to side. Come back to all fours position. Put your blocks to the side. Come to downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, lift your right leg as if you're trying to lift yourself into a nice split sort of form here with your hands pressing down to reach your right leg high. Release your right foot. Take your left leg high. You want to continue to engage the foot so firmly as you lift the foot high. There's a spread to the toes, a drawing in from the heels to the heart. Release your foot down. Take your right foot up high. Step the right foot right between your hands. Use your blocks again. And with your hands to the tall blocks, do the same swaying action. Just move side to side as far as you can from one side to the next. Just a strong engagement as you do it. In other preparations for Hanumanasana, we worked on different areas of the body, the hamstrings, the quadriceps. And in this one, we're just trying to get a little bit more opening, the inner groin area. Take your hands back to the mat. Lift your left foot high to the sky. Keep a nice strong engagement to the standing leg, the lifted leg. Step the left foot right between your hands. Come to your tall blocks if you've got them. And same thing, moving side to side easily. Just bringing that awareness to the hip action. Step back to downward facing dog. Lift your right foot high to the sky again. This time, step the right foot forward as if going into a high lunge, but we'll come toward a straight leg. So lift your toes up, spread your toes as you draw the back heel down. Continue a nice lifting action of the toes. And again, move side to side and notice how this feels in this version of a straight leg lunge. Before releasing your foot down, step back to downward facing dog. Lift your left foot high to the sky. Step your left foot forward. Come toward a straight front leg. Lift your toes up, spread your toes, and move side to side. Just enjoy this opportunity to come to the mat, to work on this pose that maybe, like me, you've wanted to reach that destination for years, and it's still within reach, but it's the journey that makes it so fun. Release your foot down. Step your back foot forward. Now let's employ the use of some props. If you don't have a bolster, most people don't, you can stack some blankets. Place your bolster or your bolster and the blanket, as I've done, on your mat. Come to a lunge pose with your left thigh on top of the blanket roll. Grab your blocks. Take the top of the left thigh on the blanket roll. Walk your blocks back so that you have a nice alignment in the spine. Inch your front foot forward as you descend into the pose. You can lift your toes up just like we did in the last pose in parsvottanasana. Just drop yourself a little. With your right toes lifted, walk your left toes back more. So you're walking the right foot forward even as you take the left foot back more. You can get this nice full You can get a nice fullness to the pose. Slowly come out of this version. There's no other way than slowly, actually, to come out of this version of Hanumanasana so that we can trade sides and take the left foot forward. As you step the left foot forward, step your right foot back, come from a high lunge to lower the back thigh down. I see that my right foot is now off the mat, but I still have a nice engagement of the right foot as I sneak my left toes forward. As you can, when you're ready, lift your left toes up, walk your right toes back even more, come toward a straight leg, and there you have it, a nice supported version of Hanumanasana. You can lift your arms up if you wish, celebrating the pose. Release your hands down. Slowly come out of the pose. Let's take a moment to honor the many teachings that we can use to draw us deeper into the practice and into these many poses. This pose, which inspires us so, just take a moment and pause, or if you'd like, come to Shavasana in order to assimilate the actions that we did, taking one more baby step toward Hanumanasana. To the teachings of yoga that take us deeper into the practice in these poses, we bow. Namaste.